Thanks very much, and congratulations to the team. Pelajar, please give them another round of applause. I'm not going to take up too much of everyone's time because I was caught in last minute to fill in just in case our big guns from PKR come in a bit late. So they came in, so I don't have to speak for very long. But it's really great to see all of you here. I don't think I've met, possibly this is the first time I've seen most of you all. And in fact, I was eavesdropping a bit. There are some which I'm really encouraged to hear. There are some, I think they're only, 15, 16 years old? Fantastic. Who are they? Hands up. 1, 2. Fantastic. Give them a big hand. You know, when I was 15, all I did was, I had classes, I had tuition, and I had to go swim 4 hours a day. So that was my life. I don't want to really go through my whole youth or student activism life, but I basically started not so much when I was in Malaysia, but I had the opportunity when I went to Sydney. And in '89, there was a huge demonstration in Tiananmen Square. I was in Sydney, that was happening in Tiananmen Square. Of course, we didn't know what was going on. But in Sydney, suddenly there was a huge demonstration as well. 40,000 people. It was perhaps one of the largest at that time. And when I found out, to my surprise, it was led by a bunch of Malaysians. That's how I started to get interested and involved in activism. And some of the names that you may have heard before, people like Tien Chua. Tien Chua was also in Sydney. Premish Chandran, who's now the CEO of Malaysia Kini. So we came from a batch back in Australia, and we did quite a lot of activism work, student activism, but of course our heart at that time, and still, was concentrated more on Southeast Asia, of course Malaysia. So that was my introduction to student activism. I think I was quite privileged with the rest of the overseas students, because I think if I were here, I may not have gotten the opportunity. So there we joined lots of clubs. I was in, I think, 10 different activist clubs, from the environmental club, the feminist club, the cycling club, so all sorts of things. And I think that gave a lot of us this opportunity to explore politics. I never thought I'd get involved in politics, really. I thought I would just be a rabble-rouser for the rest of my life, with long hair, bells on my skirt. I used to walk around on campus with no shoes, because I used to enjoy being a hippie. I like that look. Now I don't think I will. I can't bear long hair. It's too hot here. I have to keep cutting it. But I also had the opportunity at that time to make a lot of networks, meet a lot of friends, Malaysians, Indonesians, Thais, so on and so forth. And that being a student, being young, also gave me a lot of opportunity, a lot of time to work out what exactly I want to do. Being in the arts, I think as well, gave us a lot of leeway. So we had a lot of time. I had great lecturers, people who really inspire me, lots of feminist lecturers and role models. That's why when I came in, I met some people at the back. I think they're the new interns for Keadilan. And I was quite worried because, when it comes to politics, whether it's youth politics, student politics, or even, regular politics that you see in parliament or state assemblies, usually women are not involved. I'm very happy to see that I think at least 50% of the attendees today, I think they're all women. So keep at it. We really need more young women in politics. So anyway, just to cut a long story short, today, because we got involved in student politics, we got later involved in NGO politics like Swaram, was also in Hakam. We managed, I think, to push the envelope as far as we could. But it came a time that when I had discussions with some of my seniors, they said that it is time for some of us, not everyone, some of us to get involved in political parties and electoral politics. So somehow, I'm not sure why, suddenly he said, oh, there's a seat. That was in 2008. I wasn't planning to run. I'd rather be one of the backroom boys. Because you can do a lot of naughty things at the back, but if you're in front, you can't. They said, look, Bukit Lanjan, most people speak English. You can't speak anything else at that time. Couldn't speak Mandarin at all. My Malay was quite atrocious at that time. It's a bit better now. So they said, oh, okay, that's your seat. So they threw me in there. I had no money. I didn't know what was going on. It's the first time I campaigned for myself. Usually I campaign for others, and I got elected. And I think it's also good that Kadilan recognizes, well, at that time I considered myself quite young, youth politicians, young politicians. And now today we have people like Nurul Izzah, Rafizi, Wong Chen, Mani, so on and so forth. Because if, for example, if we are in a regular, conservative, old political party, the chances of us getting an opportunity to have a taste of electoral politics is extremely slim. And, Anwar Ibrahim and Dr. Wan Azizah gave me a chance. They also took a chance on Rafizi, Nurul Izzah, and a lot of other young activists. So that is, my short history, getting involved from activism and now politics. Am I going to be involved in politics for life? I don't think so. I think my passion is still trying to change the world. I still have this very romantic notion that we can change the world. If we do not have that dream, people say, oh, you're in politics, you just argue a bit in parliament or in state assembly, and that's it. You take a look at longkangs and potholes and things like that. That's only a small part of the job. I think the main job is that we have to hold on to this dream that we can change this country for the better. That's why I was in activism. That's why today I still consider myself an activist. And today I just wear the hat of being a politician. So I will continue to do the work. All of you here, you have this fantastic opportunity. Because today, compared to when I first came back in 1996 to Malaysia, the NGO groups were small, the political parties, the opposition ones were very sidelined. People were very fearful. I still remember there was one point, we did a campaign against Bakun Dam in Sarawak. Dr. Mahathir at the time was still the Prime Minister, and he threatened people with arrests, all sorts of arrests, ISA, OSA, until people got scared to even wear a T-shirt that says "Stop Bakun." That was how fearful it was back in the 90s. So now we fast forward, almost 20 years later. Now I'm revealing my age. Oops, not so young. Although in BN, I'm still considered youth activist. Dato' also can be youth in BN. But fast forward now, a lot of us, we have, a lot of people have sacrificed their time, sacrificed a lot of their personal commitments. For example, Tien Chua is not married. I don't think he'll ever be married because he is dedicated to the movement. We are all dedicated to the movement for democratic change in Malaysia. And we will not stop until that happens. And that is our commitment to this movement. All of you here are the new torchbearers. Okay, I don't think I can last very long. I'm getting very old. Now I cannot even run 3 kilometers. Last time I used to be able to run a lot and run away from the police very fast. Now I cannot. I walk slowly. When they have tear gas, I just walk very slowly. I said, don't shoot me. But all of you, you have the energy, you have so much resources compared to us. We didn't have Wikipedia, we didn't have internet, we didn't have handphones during our time. But yet we were able to organize. Though very small, but we were able to do it. Now you have all these resources. You have a huge network of young people who are not just based in PJ and KL anymore. You know, there are youth activist networks, political networks all over Malaysia, and you can connect with them, you can work with them, you can activate with them. And it gets even bigger, because if you look at Bersih, global Bersih, you can see how most of the people who came out in Australia, in UK, in Egypt, they're students, they're young, they're students, and they have, with all of us here, one dream, which is to make Malaysia a better place. So today, although I'm not officially passing the baton to all of you, but all of you pick up one baton, move forward, move with us, because without all of you, you know, I'm sure you don't want to see Rafizi, Nur Iza and I still in Parliament when we're in our 80s or 90s, 90 years old. No, we want to rest. But you pick up your own baton, you chart your history, you tell us what needs to be made right in Malaysia, what needs to be done so that all of you can be proud, can be damn proud to be called a Malaysia, proud to be living in a free, fair, democratic Malaysia. So I'll stop here. I'll leave it to our two top guns, Rafizi and Nur Iza, and thank you very much for coming. I'm also very pleased to say that PEBT Zone 2 is under my constituency, under the councillor, Mr. Chan. Mr. Chan is also known as mediarakyat. He's the one who does a lot of videos he puts up. So we were young, not anymore. So we're going to pass it to all of you. So all the best. Please keep in touch. If you think that you can come help me in my constituency, or Rafizi or Iza or any one of the MPs or Aduns, please do. I run, okay, I shouldn't say I run. I'm in charge of environment affairs in Selangor. I really want to get younger people, all of you here, to be involved, to take charge, come up with campaigns, come up with projects. I'll be more than happy to support all of you. So thank you again, everyone.